Everyone knows you need a good healer if you're going to high-level raid. I mean, seriously, come on! Hacksaw Ridge is directed by Mel Gibson, stars Andrew Garfield, and tells a true story of Desmond Doss, a combat medic who served with an infantry company in the Second World War. And seriously, how the hell did I not know about this story until now? You would think that this guy would be celebrated and known as some sort of folk hero, cause I'm not gonna lie, this story's pretty incredible. So it's the 1940s, World War II is escalating, and there are a bunch of men enlisting in the armed forces to serve their country. We have Desmond Doss, played by Andrew Garfield, who is super religious and has aspirations of enlisting in the military to serve as a medic and save lives of the men fighting in the war. Only one problem though, he refuses to kill or even touch a gun. Wait, did I read that right? This is a Mel Gibson movie, right? We have the director of Braveheart and The Passion of the Christ, some of the most gory and brutal movies ever, and here we have a war film about a guy who refuses to kill? This could either end up being really, really good or really, really bad. So Desmond enlists in the military and heads over to basic training, where the army soon discovers of his convictions of not killing or even handling a rifle. He gets ridiculed for being a coward and even gets his ass beat by his own company men, which I find hilarious. We have a dude who wants to run into a war zone with no weapon to protect himself, and people are giving him crap about being a coward? Yeah, I wouldn't say coward is the word I would use to describe him. Crazy, yes, but coward, definitely not. Everyone performed well in this movie. Andrew Garfield was great in the film. He's just a really nice and solid person in this movie, and you just can't help but root for the guy. All he wants to do is help out in the war and save lives. He just doesn't want to kill anyone. It was good to see Vaughn in this film too. It's a nice departure from his other comedic roles he's done in the past, where he pretty much plays the same character over and over again. Here, he plays an army sergeant who's a total hard-ass and gives new recruits a hard time. He also has a couple pretty funny exchanges with the guys over at basic training that are pretty memorable. But the standout performance for me is definitely Hugo Weaving. He plays Desmond Doss's father who fought in the First World War and gives a powerfully emotional performance. I'm used to seeing Hugo Weaving play a lot of villain characters like Agent Smith, Red Skull, or Megatron, so seeing him as a drunk, abusive veteran who's battling PTSD is quite the change. Just shows how much range and talent Hugo Weaving has. So Desmond Doss and the rest of his company are deployed to Okinawa and are sent to Hacksaw Ridge, and we are quickly reminded that, oh yeah, this is a Mel Gibson war film. There are no punches pulled here, folks. The war scenes are absolutely intense and brutal. You are taken directly into the trenches of these battles, and there are times where you can't help but swear under your breath at just the absolute shittiness of the situation. You'll see limbs being blown off and just straight up headshots. So just a warning if you have a weak stomach. This movie felt like it should have been a 3-hour movie but was edited down to reach a 2-hour quota. I guess the only negative I can say about this movie is that they kind of montage through the end, and I would have liked to see more of what happened on Hacksaw Ridge. But this is totally me nitpicking, because Hacksaw Ridge makes me a happy panda. Say what you want about Mel Gibson, but you have to admit, the man's a good director. And I get that some people may criticize this movie for being overly religious, but you don't have to be religious to appreciate this movie. Ultimately, this is a story of a man with a certain set of beliefs who has the conviction and will to stand up against the world for what he believes is right. So, have you seen Hacksaw Ridge yet? What did you think? Leave a comment and tell me what your favorite war movie is. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share it, and subscribe if you haven't already. It'll really help out the channel. Thanks for watching, and until next time, Panda out.